network to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
It's Ebro, Laura, Rosenberg. Give it up for the RZA and DJ Scratch.
Okay.
And it's time for the album that we heard about for the first time on Versus.
Yes.
Right?
Red Meth Versus.
The Red Meth Versus is here now.
Absolutely.
Give us the whole rundown. Title of the whole thing.
Saturday Afternoon Kung Fu Theater is the name of the album. Drop March 4th. Streaming everywhere, and we putting vinyl out too.
Ooh. For the D, gotta take care of the DJs.
Exactly.
This is produced by DJ Scratch, rhymes by the RZA.
Absolutely.
See how you said that? And we putting vinyl out too.
Yeah, come on, man.
So you know where vinyl's at these days. You paying attention, right? You
Vinyl's coming up, right?
Yeah,
Coming
vinyl's
up?
moving.
What? Go ahead.
They done tripled the price, made it harder to buy. It's moving out here.
No, it's crazy.
Like, for instance, and you know, this is for people who care about vinyl, but Scratch, how long did it take for you? That's why the project is out on streaming, because you could do that quick.
Right. Yeah.
How far in advance do you have to submit to get vinyl made on a project right now?
Right now, actually, it's kind of quick now.
How fast do you get it?
You can get it in about a month.
Whoa. Who?
Yeah.
From where?
But yeah, about to
I
say,
don't know. I'm listening from where.
let's
From,
talk offline, because when I was doing my
talk
album, I didn't.
offline.
How long did you take?
I was told it was going to be 7 months. I ended up getting it in like 4. But like sometimes it's
So you know you got a plug.
Yeah.
But the regular folks.
DJ Scratch got a plug.
Regular folks, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, Scratch is a
14
vinyl.
weeks.
I mean, to say he's a vinyl connoisseur is an understatement. So,
Like, he got it all.
Yeah. This is a man who.
Do you still scratch everything that you can get now that's current, even still going to get vinyl of it to make sure you have it?
Yeah,
Or did you kind of like, it's at this point, it's like some things you don't even need vinyl?
Well, it depends on what I'm playing, but a lot of current music is on vinyl. Like if you go to like Amoeba in LA, stores like that, most of the current records out right now, you can find on
Album,
vinyl.
at least
store.
LPs.
Yeah, LPs. Yeah.
They're so expensive though.
Just curious.
$39.99, RZA. And I'm not talking about when Wu-Tang Forever came out on the 4 records. 4 records for Wu-Tang Forever. And I believe the price point was around $25.
Yeah, about
for the 4 vinyl Wu-Tang Forever. Now, a regular 2 vinyl, $39.99. That's basic. $34.99. It's wild.
You can't buy doubles like when we used to go
Doubles
back.
of an album. You better be rich.
Yeah.
Well, on that, just curious, what's your most valuable or expensive piece of vinyl that you have?
Oh well, I'm also a vinyl collector, so man, I don't know. I have a couple of nice pieces, but I would say something that the average person would understand the value of it. I have the acetate of Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album.
The acetate?
The
For the
acetate.
whole album.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Is it in
Wow.
a jacket or is it just plain? Is it just
I
the
got
white
it.
sleeve?
It's in a case. I got it put away in a case.
Now, for the audience, acetate is like the original press piece, basically, that
plate.
goes to actually make the wax.
Right.
So that's...
It's hard. It's like it's heavy. It's a different kind of
it's a
thing.
thick piece of like acetate. It's like yes, I have
It's
that.
almost like metal, almost, right? Like,
Nah, it's like a dub plate. It's like real
It's like
hard.
a really thick vinyl.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to make it make sense for people who have no idea what we're talking about.
But that's wild.
But yeah, it's like a hard piece of plastic.
Yeah.
But
Like
now,
a Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin.
right.
oh, we're gonna talk Bitcoin
From that,
too.
you get everything out of it.
We're gonna talk that crypto.
And I have the actual metal plate of the beat. Well, it's the song "Slow and Low" from the BC
slow,
Boys.
yeah.
Run DMC wrote that song. I have the actual pressing plate of that, but the Run-DMC's reference vocals.
Wow.
I
How
have
much
that.
you think that's moving for out here?
I don't even think you can
That's
price
priceless.
that. Yeah, I don't think you can price. I don't know how you price that because there's
Yeah.
no comparison.
You gotta
for,
go to Sotheby's on that, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta take it to Sotheby's and be like,
Yeah.
That's next to that Wu-Tang album that nobody can hear.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now, Scratch, you this album, Saturday Night Kung Fu, it was your brainchild. You took it to RZA. How did this happen?
Well, RZA called me in the beginning of the pandemic. Everybody started passing away, and the pandemic was declared. And he just called me just to check on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, how you doing? How's your health? How's your mental health? I'm like, it's kind of crazy. Like, my health is good, mental health is not, because a lot of people are dying that I know. And so in that conversation, he was like, yo, man, you still got that beat that you gave us for 8 Diagrams album? And I'm like, yeah, I still got that. I said, but I got a lot more too. He's like, yo. He was like, yo, man, I wanna go back to being an MC again, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to do a project? I'm like, hell yeah. And that's how it happened. So we started working from that point.
On the project, what was it though that made you want to, like, where was you at, man? What you want to say? What was going on with you?
Well, like I said, during the pandemic, man, sitting still, a lot is going through my head. We ingest a lot just by moving around, but then it was about digesting it.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I found my old rhyme book. Raekwon used to say, yo, you still got that book. It's so old, it got hair on it. You know what I mean? and I found it, like, during the pandemic.
Wow.
And when I saw it and went through it, it was like, you know, from high school, like 14-year-old, even school notes and everything. And I was like, it just made me go, wow, this is where I started. Before I became a producer, my first love of hip-hop was just an MC. And then I was like, and then who was it that said it, that really gave me a little inspiration? I think it was Jill Scott when her and
Erica?
And Erica was like, yeah, I got all this music, girl. She's like, girl, you better share that. Mm. That's meant for the world. Ain't meant for you to be keeping that up in your joint. You know what I mean? Mm. And I felt the same. I said, they're right. We are who we are. And even though I'm being successful in so many other things, that's my foundation, and the way that I'm going to say things is going to be what it's supposed to be. And so let me just do that. So he had this one joint that is called Kaiju on the album, where he sampled Mothra, and in that track, they're summoning, you know what I mean, Mothra to come help save the world. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo. Yeah, we got to summon something right now. You know what I mean? To summon to kind of put a balance to, you know, so many people was passing. You know what I mean? So it's like something needed to be summoned, and I was like, let the Resurrector jump on top of that. You know what I mean? And see what he could help bring to the world. So,
How
Saturday afternoon Kung Fu? I think it's 7 joints.
Seven joints.
7
Short
joints.
and
It's
sweet.
tight.
I love it.
It's the
It's
God
tight.
number.
There you
Yeah.
go. God number. That's RZA. How is it different for you being in the position of MC, you know, and working with a producer when you're so accustomed to being in Scratch's role?
it was easier for me because, first of all, Scratch is dope, right? And his production is heavy. The vibe of the Wu itself, you know what I mean? He was able to capture that, you know, as when he said, yo, I got a whole bunch of joints that's all in the Wu chamber. When he started sending them, I was like, oh, I ain't got to worry about that. Let me just go ahead and let the pen flow. So it was, as you both could say, it was a seamless collaboration, yo. No friction, total trust. Look, and I can't be a dude that you know, like my way type of dude. You know what I mean? But nah, was I like that?
Not at all.
Yeah,
You've evolved, RZA. You've evolved.
Exactly. I let my kids stay out past 11.
You didn't have to chase him. You weren't like, yo, you said you were sending this. Where is it? Please,
Nah,
please.
it was so seamless, and this is another part of the story too, man. When he was like, yo, you want to do a project together? I'm like, I see, I got a whole Wu-Tang album of beats that I was gonna put out. I was gonna put out a beat album
That was already inspired.
Yeah,
by Wu-Tang.
Called If the Wu Was Here, because I couldn't get verses from all of the Wu cats. I got a verse from Ray, but I couldn't get an album out, so I just tucked it away. You know what I'm saying? I just tucked it away because I can't give these beats to anybody else but somebody from Wu. You know what I'm saying? So then he called, and it was like, this is it. Like, that's God right there. You know what I'm saying? That's God working.
Yep.
And once he started sending me joints back, and was like, the first thing he said was like, yo, Scratch, if you need me to change anything or anything, just like, I'll do whatever needs to be done. I'm like, this is amazing.
Let's run some. Pick a tune, man. Let's play something for the people, man.
Let's play. What you want to play?
You want to play? Let's just go Kaiju.
Kaiju.
Yeah, let's just go right to the summon.
That's it.
Let's summon them.
And this joint right here, like Kaiju, like he said, is from Godzilla versus Mothra. And if anybody remembers Mothra, the two little twins that would sing the song to wake up Mothra to summon Mothra. So that's the joint. Kaiju.
RZA and DJ Scratch, Saturday afternoon Kung Fu Theaters, the album. Go check it. Now, RZA, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. I always ask for an update just because people want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And mad people haven't been able to hear it. And I know, got the government, company bought it from the government. You told us on the program, you was like, listen, yes, I know. And, the Wu got to sign off on that and everything, but it's a piece of art. Have things progressed to a point where there will ever be some sort of location where people can show up and listen, or?
It's being worked on, yo. It's not easy.
Right.
Because, it was made with a certain contract, certain stipulations that's just like, it was made how it was made.
That's right.
I mean?
That's right.
And so it's like, it had this thing called the 88-year clause.
That's right, I remember.
Well, it's only been how many years?
It's not the 88 years.
Exactly.
This is not 88 years
Not
yet,
88
right?
years yet.
Yeah, so that, that's a
So, and now was the 88 year, I thought, because I went over there. And when they said, there's this Wu album and it's a piece of art, I nerded out. I was like, fuck, I'm going to, what was it, public school
MoMA,
one?
no, the MoMA thing.
It was at the MoMA, and it was whatever the art was, at Sotheby's or one of them high-end art, and they had the dude standing up there. It was the whole thing.
gloves on.
Yeah, they had gloves on and shit to open it up. It was the whole shit, Scratch. So I'm like, yo, Miss Info was there with me too. And we was like, yo, they being serious. Because, you hear it and you're not really processing that. This is serious.
He did the first NFT. That was an NFT.
Absolutely it was.
NFTs.
Absolutely it was. But I thought the 88 years was for resale, not just for like letting people hear it, is what
it's called non-commercialization, so you can't commercialize it, right?
that means you can't charge people to listen to it.
Right, so
But if I just played it over some loudspeakers in the park one day,
there's a clause in there. Like,
shit.
Another clause, bro. Another clause.
There's another clause.
lot of
in there.
clauses.
A lot of clauses. Not Santa Claus either, baby.
No Santa Claus.
Clauses.
I'll tell you, RZA, at this,
that shit is fire too, kid.
Ebro brings this up every chance he can get because he was so, as we say in DC, he's so siced off of being there.
Yes.
That every time he can bring it up, be like, I was there.
That's
I
right.
heard that.
I don't have many of those, man.
No, it's a good one.
I was with Sad Guru and the RZA in the hallway.
Yeah, that's a good one,
I
too.
was there, and I don't have a lot.
No, it's a good one. RZA, I was thinking about you recently. We've been watching the Kanye Genius doc came out. There's been a lot of Kanye conversation, as there always is. But I was thinking about your moment where we know that you guys came together. There's been a couple of them, but certainly Hawaii, Dark Twisted Fantasy Time. And we talked about it briefly before. But when you think about that period and So Appalled and the contributions you had on other things on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, what was that working relationship like with Ye? Did he treat you like a big brother? Like, hey, what do you think of this? Did you just kind of sit and observe? How did that working relationship operate?
Well, first and foremost, he's definitely, was one of the hardest focused working artists that I've met. Like in the capacity of, I would say he trains his artistry like a boxer trains for a fight. You know what I mean? His routines, all that. It was very impressive. I was very impressed by his work ethic. But far as our relationship, I could say, it's like, he respects me as a big brother, you know what I mean? And got him by some years, so I say that in that capacity, and that's how we rock, you know what I mean? So it's like here's one day we headed to the studio, he said, yo, I'm gonna come pick you up, you know what I mean? Come pick me up.
This is in Hawaii?
Yeah, in Hawaii, because we talking about Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come pick you up, come picks me up. I think he had a black Porsche then, scoots me up, get in, hits play, Liquid Swords playing, you know what I mean? We rocking, we just building. You know what I mean? And I always, was just like, yo, at the end of the day, you already who you are, you know what I mean? And the way we all actually multiply each other, sometimes it ain't even just the music you create, it's the time you spend together. You know what I mean? Because just by spending time, all that chi, all that energy could spark. But out of all the artists, I would just, summarize, out of all the artists that I've come across, in my years, I haven't really seen someone so dedicated to detail and focused as him.
Yeah, and I've heard the stories around Hawaii and how specific there were notes everywhere, and there were basketball games happening. There was it was a whole myriad of training happening during that time.
First of all, you know, when you get up in the morning, everybody's at breakfast. Now I'm not coming to every breakfast, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna pop up too to show the respect, you know what I mean? So, but it's kind of like a movie set. Like everybody's there. You talk about yesterday. You talk about today. You know what I mean? Then you do some recreation together.
Right.
So by doing this recreation together, you're building up a different type of commodity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you hit the studio same time. You know what I mean? And then in the middle of that, I gotta give respect to Jay. He still had time for charity. There was like a charity hour or something going on, whereas people would come in that was kind of just regular things that was kind of give me the word.
Philanthropic.
Yeah, I talk so fast, the syllables glog. But
Glog ain't even a thing. Hey, you're on one today, Riz. I love it.
No, but anyway, but even time for that in the middle of it.
That's amazing.
And then, you know, like I said, first one in the studio, last one out.
And just to be clear once and for all, 30 white bitches. Not dirty white bitches.
Yeah, TH.
It was TH.
Yeah.
Just so everyone is clear.
Wait, that was controversy?
Well, people would sing it different ways. They'd be like, yo, dirty white bitches. And I'm like, I don't think he was saying. I was like, that sounds nasty. I think he said dirty. He just meant a lot of them. Not that they're dirty.
Oh, yeah.
These are on the So Appalled ad-libs at the end where Riz just kind of
popped up on you.
Yeah, it pops up out of nowhere.
Now, were you
how do
concerned
y'all like
about that because you thought he was calling white girls dirty, or you just knew RZA better than wanting
I
dirty?
just knew he wouldn't be doing that. That just wouldn't be the way he talks. So that's why I felt that way. I'm not caping. I mean, maybe I was caping. I don't know. But I just knew it's not what he was saying at the time.
He just know I talk with the glog.
Yeah, there's glogging. You got to watch for the glog.
Wow.
You know?
Yo, shout out to all the gloggers out there.
It
You know what I'm
happens
saying?
out here.
RZA, I saw that on this project you reunited with somebody who's not only my friend, but an incredible photographer and video director, Danny. And you guys have such a long history. Can you talk about your history with him and reuniting?
Man, Danny, first of all, he is the man who shot the cover for 36 Chambers and Cuban Links. Just let's double down on that, and maybe another one. His artistic vision is kind of parallel with Wu-Tang. You know, he's been a friend for going on 30 years now, and when we started the project, I think somebody in my office was like, "Let's get Danny to do a photo shoot with you," right? And I was like, "Nah, let's get Danny to be like the creative energy for the visuals and everything for this project." And I reached out to him. He was like, "Yo," even though he's mad busy, but he was like, "Yo, let's do it." And he did it. He just sent me something today that he's been. This is fresh off the press. I'm gonna show you since you.
Oh, here we go.
Nice.
He sent this today. As he says, it's still a work in progress. Yeah. This is like 9:09 this morning.
Oh, this is fresh.
Yeah. But what he did, we did a photo shoot. Ooh. Can you see that?
Wow, yes.
Yeah,
Let me see.
So he did a photo shoot.
yeah.
That's real. That's not drawing. So he took the photography and he turned it.
Ebro, Danny was doing like special effects with photography before Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's
you
so
know what he
ahead of the
does?
game.
Did he do this too in the service like that?
Yeah, no, that's a painting right there.
So that's in Apple Music. It moves like that when you get to the album.
Yeah, he may he may have added
Yeah.
the extra the digital stuff to it, from a painting.
Wow.
But also what he does that's crazy, he's still what they call it when you make your pictures and you go into the dark room.
Yeah.
develop.
He develops himself still.
Wow.
That's crazy.
He is still hands-on like that.
Yeah,
That's
he's still
amazing.
hands-on.
And it has a certain, but it gives it a certain feel that you can't just buy through a computer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the difference between somebody playing an instrument,
Right, and the
you know what I'm
sample.
saying, and somebody just using a sample, or a drummer versus a drum programmer. You know what I mean? It's a different thing.
Yeah.
So thanks for bringing him up because he's been
great.
him and his sons are great. Like what a good dude and a good family. Thanks for bringing it.
Now, Scratch, is the plan, because there's 7 records, there's already 2 music videos.
Yeah.
Is the plan to have a music video for every record?
Absolutely. This is a movie. This is a movie.
And they'll all fit together at the end when they're all done, it all goes together?
Tells the whole
or
story.
it's
Yeah.
different?
Tells the whole story. It's like you're watching a movie.
Right. So you going, shout to you, brother.
Yeah, really glad you guys did this. This is such
Yo,
a cool.
shout
this-
to you, man.
And just to get RZA back on, because RZA, you pop up for a little verse, here and there. But when was the last time you did this much recording vocally?
Exactly.
It's been a long. Ghost Dog. I mean, how far back are we going?
It's been a minute, yo. But I did it, and I think that, like I said, there's always something, all of us, our experience are, lived, and we gotta give it back. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna be, look at, respect to y'all gentlemen in radio this long, you mastered it, yo. Somebody else gonna come, and if you don't show them the technique, they're not gonna be hitting it right, yo. They're not gonna know, because we're the living example that gotta then leave it behind. And so there's a lot of dope MCs and a lot of dope music out there every day, but the living example of it, the trials and error, the growth, the breakdowns, everything that we've been through, and the consciousness of it is in us, because we lived it. They didn't live it yet. People say, yo, why all these young hip hoppers out here, killing each other and all that? Because, the grandmasters are not showing them no techniques. How to deal with each other, how to keep it back to where it's supposed to be, and how to lyrically say something that's inspiring versus lyrically say something that's tempting engagement of violence. So the song we got called "The Fate of the World" is in your hand. Yeah, the fate of the world is in your hand, my hand, and those children's hands. More important, on the cover of that one, we got all kids, of every nationality holding up the globe. Because it's like, yo, left side, nah. Right side, nah. Come together. Put your hands up. Wu-Tang forever, yo.
On that specifically, speaking of being young and being able to transition to be the men we see today, you come from a wild place. You come from some wild beginnings. You had some wild energy out here. You did some things out here.
Of course, everybody.
There was everybody. But specifically, I think the reason I'm asking you is because impart wisdom on finding and learning how to balance your energy and channel your energy in the right way for productivity versus destruction versus, you know what I mean? Because you consciously worked on that throughout your life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to paraphrase it, because a lot of young brothers might not even bear witness to their Bible or their Quran. But the Bible definitely, and the Quran tells you, for every negative action, you get a negative thing in return. But for every positive action, I multiply you by 10. So now everybody know what hustling is. If I'm going to give you $10 for $1, go for that $10, right? Because for every positive, it's multiplied. The proton outweighs the electron in every atom by 1,000. You know what I mean? So I would say that just on a natural level of life. But then on a personal side, I'm going to give you a quick personal story that my son said to me last night at dinner. He was like, Dad, yeah, I'm kind of sad about all these young deaths. He said, but I think cats don't know, because his cousin is also kind of interested in that street life. He said, cats don't know, Dad, that life is past 25. So a lot of young people don't see it past 25. He said, I watch you. So being able to see another older man, if in this case his father, he saw me at 25. He seen me come in the crib and be zoned out, but then he seen me at 30. Then he was like, then he seen, as he's growing, he's seeing me grow. And so now he has the living proof of aspiration of like, wait a minute, I just gotta wait. And when you're young, you never wanna wait. All right, so I would advise, all the young artists, even if you look at our heroes now, right? So if you go back and see Drake, right? Kendrick, they're now in the 30s now. So they made it through that passage. Yep. And so these young artists, hold on, take a look. Even them, they gave you a path that you don't have to burn out in your teens and burn out in your early 20s, yo. Be patient and let that beauty grow. If serious, you don't even know your manhood, I think, until 30. And maybe the pure full you don't even show up till 40.
I was going to say 33, 34, 35, where it starts to really click.
Almost later.
Yeah, and so if you're out there now, 23, whatever, and you thinking that you still are a child in a certain capacity. You're an adult in social standings. You know what I mean? But you a child in the capacity of the full blossom man you are. I'm gonna say one more thing, sorry. It's like the tree, right? if it grows, it becomes a tree, and you could use it for wood. If it grows further, you get some leaves, but it takes time for it to grow the fruit. That's gonna then keep going forever. If you cut it down before that, you'll never get to the fruit. Yeah.
That's the RZA, son.
Yo, that was so RZA fire right there.
Yo, man. We got to play Fate of the World.
Okay.
After that, you know what I'm saying?
Bong.
We have to do that.
Fate of the World.
Saturday afternoon Kung Fu. 7 records, DJ Scratch and the RZA. Anything else before we get into this Fate of the World?
Well, I just want to say a couple things. Number one, it's important that RZA know that when I had a conversation recently with Nems about the creation of the term bing bong,
That's right.
that he did say it came originally from
Bong
him.
Bong.
Yeah, he shouted out RZA, was like, nah, we would be like bong bong like the RZA. And then one day I just said bing bong and thought it was funny. Then it became such a whole movement of people saying bing bong. But us hip hop heads were always like, but that's bong bong. That's the RZA. So shouts to Nems. He recognized. When you, first of all, season 3 is happening on the TV show.
Yeah.
So congratulations. And
Thank
that's
you.
the final, that'll be the final chapter on Hulu.
Yeah, I think so.
And do you feel that's enough? Do you feel like 3 is enough?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, at one point, remember everybody's like, let's make a movie. A movie would have been 2 hours. So we given 30 hours of
Right.
information. And it's a lot of, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's the best thing I could say.
Yeah, I mean, this is, and is everyone, I know everyone, is everyone on board with where the show is right now?
Yeah, I mean, everybody, the whole crew,
How often do you get phone calls, though, from members of Wu going, yo, I saw that episode, I don't know about, I don't remember it like that.
Definitely, look, I definitely gonna, you're definitely gonna have brothers, different memories, or even different, Wu's a, big creative force and very vocal. But yeah, we definitely get some ping pongs of like, yo, nah, G, why you do that or that? And yo, hold on, my character never sold weed for you. right. Sold weed with you or something. Like, say, no, listen, bro. If you look at it close, you're not selling for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the problem. You're not selling for me. You know what I mean? So anyway,
Right.
it's just, you're always going to get that. But overall, the brothers are real proud of the show. And they're proud, I think, of what angle we took was using the creativity that Wu does and infusing it into the show.
Yeah.
Not just, a biopic.
No,
You know what I mean?
no.
Taking it and making sure that you and Wu-Tang for Unpredictable, making sure that unpredictable quality shows up every episode.
And I'm sure it must have been satisfying for you to be like, hold tight, guys, wait and see how it plays out. Because at first, I'm sure they were like, that didn't happen, this is weird. And then you see 2 seasons in where the story is and how well it's done for everyone.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm glad the story exists.
I shot a scene in there too, man. I'm still waiting to see that scene.
Oh, really?
You think you got clipped?
I
You
don't
think it's in there?
Nah, I shot it. I shot the scene.
I mean, it made the edit.
No, I don't know.
Which one was that, Scratch?
When there was a basement party.
Oh, yeah. That's right. You was the DJ when they first heard hip-hop.
And I was actually there in Staten Island back then.
Oh, really?
Oh, so that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they was like, how do you want to go? You want to go as another DJ or yourself? I'm like, myself, because I was actually there.
Right.
Actually
And
did-
you look like a young man now. So you know what I'm
You can
saying?
pull it
You
off.
I
could-
actually
you pull
did
it
that.
off.
I actually did that party back in Staten Island back there. I didn't. Who knows it? It was next thing you know,
Yo,
they become
that's
Wu-Tang
so dope.
Clan.
It's crazy. Hey, I want to kind of blow it up, Scratch, but it did end up on a. We took it out, right?
I need a clip of that. I need to see
Yeah,
it.
give him the raw though. Give him the footage.
Yeah, I need that.
What happened was, it was the scene when it was a young Bobby and the young Raekwon and RZA,
Right.
young, at their first hip hop party in Staten Island. You know what I mean? And it's dope. It was shot dope and everything. But one of the
But that was is that a flashback?
it was a flashback.
It was a flashback
Yeah.
scene.
It
Yeah.
was a whole flashback. The whole thing that Jilda told the story about when he took me to the Bronx, got my ass whooped. We kind of shot all that. You know what I mean? And then we was just like, it was just too much on the kids. You know what I mean? So we kept all the kids stuff. We kind of like lifted
And
it
then,
out.
and that must be frustrating when you do entire things and then you have to like just let it go completely.
I just need a raw copy.
You just want
of
to
it.
have it.
You know who got it? Darren Grant shot it. Remember the video
Yeah,
director,
yeah.
Darren Grant? He now directs TV. He was the director of that episode. So maybe Darren.
We gotta get
Yeah,
that
we
footage
grab
for
it.
the brand.
Yeah, I just need that.
Saturday afternoon Kung Fu. RZA DJ Scratch. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining our program today.
Congrats,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Respect.
Thank you.
Respect.